The last few weeks did wonder for the electric argument. However, there's still a problem. With the average for new cars hovering around 30 lakh, with 10 lakh more if it has any batteries, it's a little hard to find an electric car for the budget conscious under 20 lakh. Well, we found one. This is the Bagel, or to be more accurate, the Beijing Auto Works E7 electric hatchback. It's an all-electric car that ticks all the boxes you would expect from a car, and it costs just 18 lakh. Now, I'm sure the comment section will be full of people, it's too expensive. Let me put that into perspective. 5 years ago, you could buy a Recon Exio for 17 lakh. Nowadays, you have to pay 30. The Toyota Aqua. 5 years ago, 12. Nowadays, 21 to 23. In fact, you can't find any new cars, even Recon ones, for under 20. The Peradua, the car we looked at a few months back, that was still over 20. It was 21. Compared to all of that, this car is just 18, which makes it, I think, effectively the cheapest car in the market, brand new, you can buy. So what do you get for 18 lakh? Well, an all-electric hatchback from China with around 200 kilometers of range. Starting at the front, you don't get a conventional grille, just this small air vent. That's all it needs. Indicator lights, 2 headlights that are for some reason halogen, and the BAW logo. Despite being an EV, it doesn't have a frunk. What's in here is the battery, the AC compressor, the power steering pump, and the BMS. The motor is at the back because it's a rear-wheel drive, which is rated for 15 kilowatt with a maximum power output of 30, which is enough to get this 800 kilogram car to triple digit eventually. Moving to the side, the car rides on this adorable 14-inch alloy wheels, which lift the car 160 meters off the ground. There's disc at the front, drums at the back, suspension setup, McPherson at the front, trailing arm at the back. Moving slightly behind, there are these ORVMs, which does have indicators to them. And one feature that was clearly built in but later removed are these blind spot monitors. Also, this is manual, you have to do it by hand. Moving further to the back, you got the charge port. It's your typical Type 2 connected to a 18.72 kilowatt hour battery, which effectively gives you officially 222 kilometers, real life 200 to 180 if you run the AC, so plan your trips accordingly. Moving to the back, there is no exhaust. Obviously, it's an EV. You do get a backup camera, which is a bit of a surprise for me. Reflectors, tail lamp, fake spoiler, third brake lamp, and if you push this button, you open the manual trunk lid, or rather the hatch lid. Inside, you don't get much. There's nothing underneath to make room for the motor. There is a warning triangle and the battery charger. It has a Type 2 at one end, 3-pin on the other. You can plug it in at any outlet at your home. This thing will charge up the battery at around 4 to 4.5 hours, which is another roundabout way of saying just plug it in before you go to sleep. There is not much cargo space, but you can rub this by pulling this to, well, pushing down this to tab, and that will give you enough space to, well, about as much space as you will get in a regular crossover. But that said, let's move inside. Now, the cabin of the E7 has everything you would expect in a compact hatchback, just built on a budget. You do get power windows, which was a surprise for me, grab handle, and some legroom. I am 6 foot, and this car isn't really built with my shape in mind, so it kind of makes sense. There's storage area, no center armrest, no cup holders, and nothing in the middle of the seats. I wish there was a 12 volt so I could at least charge my phone. Seats are, well, best described as padded benches. Not something I would like to go on a road trip in, but city hopping, sure. Let's move to the front seats. Now, for its price point, the driving position of the E7 is surprisingly well equipped. You get power locks with speed sensor, power windows for all 4 doors, a steering wheel that I'm sure is from BAW's parts bin because it has all the buttons you need, a gauge cluster that looks like it's been taken straight from a motorcycle, but for its uses, it works really well. There are no glove compartment, no center console. You do get a cup holder, manual brake, engine start-stop button, gear selector, which is a bit finicky, more on that later, a 12-volt down here, manual AC control, hazard light, and a screen. Now, the screen itself is extremely basic, but you do get a radio, Bluetooth connectivity, a backup camera, and surprisingly to us, Android Auto. Now, BAW knows you're not going to get much use out of this, so they did give a built-in phone holder for you to just plunk your phone down and use it for any other uses. Now, this car was built on a budget and the materials reflect that, but the build quality is actually quite good. As for safety, there are 2 airbags, but I can give you a safety rating because this car was never taken to either Europe or Australia, so there's no NCAP rating. With all that said, let's drive. Driving the BAW E7 or Bagel, if you want to go with that, is actually surprisingly fun. The steering is rather responsive and it gets tighter as you speed up. The acceleration, thanks to its being an electric, is also quite quick, and as I've mentioned before, this thing can do hit triple digit eventually. Now, being a budget-oriented car, it has limitation. Road noise is one of them. You can hear everything. But if you do turn on the AC, the blower motor is loud enough to drown out most of them. That said, the car has a few quirks that less enduring and more annoying, starting with the fact that the gear lever has a mind of its own. It has a habit of going into lockout, which granted is not a problem because the car goes to neutral and you can get it back after wiggling with it a bit, but still, if you're not used to it, it can get annoying. The brakes are there and they work pretty good for its size, but suspension, well, let's just say it's a small car with small wheels. While the suspension, the McPherson and the trailing arm does try, it still has its limitation. Then again, this car isn't designed to be an expressway missile. It's a city car for you to go from your office to your home while saving a lot of fuel. And that's the main point of this thing, savings. This car has, as I've said before, 18.72 kilowatt hour battery, which if we use Charge Easy, for the record, it's the largest charging network in Bangladesh. We did a video with them. You can check it out on our channel. In most of Charge Easy's charger, it costs around 19 taka per kilowatt hour. That means it costs around 400 taka, even factoring power loss, to fully charge up this car. In Bangladesh, petrol is 140 taka right now, and cars do in Dhaka on average 8 to 10 kilometers per liter. That means you're spending 140 taka per kilometers. In this car, that's 4 to 5. If we round it out, per 1,000 kilometer, let's say if you drive 1,000 kilometer per month, you're saving close to 14,000 taka. That's massive. And that's entirely the point of this car. It's not meant to take you on road trips. It's not meant to be the fastest thing on the road. It's supposed to start up in the morning, get you to your office, you can plug it in there and get it back without costing you an insane amount of money on fuel. And if you are worried about this car not lasting you long, BAW local dealership, MA Enterprise, does provide you with some amazing warranty. The battery, the biggest problem with this car, or the biggest source of worry in this car, comes with 8 years warranty or 120,000 kilometers. The car itself, a bit lower, 3 years, 6,000 kilometers. Both of them sounds quite good. If those numbers impress you, or you're just looking for a commuter that isn't anything fancy but will be a great upgrade over your daily CNG drives, get this thing out for a test drive. That will be all. Thank you.